Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Hometown Hawks podcast. As always, I'm joined by Blinks and just Jesse, I guess, tonight. So, I know everybody's disappointed this weekend. Let's just start there. We're disappointed, and did controversial call? But as always, we're gonna start with how everybody's weekend went and how we're doing. All right, guys. What's up?
So today I had a chance to celebrate my son's 11th birthday. We've traveled throughout the United States for many, many years, and Buddy turned 11, kind of a big deal. Got him some pretty cool stuff. So, but as well, if I believe so, Henry, you have a birthday coming up tomorrow, right?
Yes, my oldest turns 13 tomorrow. Got a teenager in the house.
Amazing.
So, we celebrated his birthday as well today since he's got school tomorrow. But it was a fun day today. Enjoyed it. As always, like I said, the sun came out today. We're living, having a good time. So,
Absolutely.
What's up, Jesse? What's up?
My wife just showed me something. I was almost about to have to hit the pause button over here on you guys. But anyways,
strap on.
This weekend had a couple weddings. We celebrated a couple weddings with some people this weekend, and got to celebrate Caleb's birthday today, or for tomorrow. And then I called Roman. You guys
You did.
today.
Yeah, we were. Yep.
It was just a good weekend of celebration. Unfortunately, it wasn't a celebration for the Hawks, but everything else that was involved, I was involved with. It was beautiful times. Beautiful times.
Good. Well, good to hear, boys. As always, we give ourselves 24 hours to how do I say this? Oh, a little help here, boys. How would you say that? 24 hours to
yeah. I would let it say I would say just let it sink in for the fact that wow. I can tell you like right away once that game was over, my phone blew up. I had like 20 missed calls. I wasn't ready to talk to nobody because I knew exactly like what route I was going to go, and it wasn't fair for anybody to hear me just fucking to go nuts. But yeah, the term is sink in, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around what actually occurred yesterday, and with PJ Fleck, and what I can promise you now is I hate Nebraska, and I currently now as number 2. Because Minnesota's not even good enough to be my number 1. I hate Minnesota number 2. So here we are.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. Our excitement went skyrocketed and then just freaking.
You said it.
Thinking, man, it was bad.
As I said, the sun came out today, right, boys? Okay, so and then thinking all day as to what the hell we were going to talk about here. Yesterday. It was just a gut wrenching loss for just our team in general. I'm still a Hawks fan, always will be. Let's just start with our defense here.
Yeah.
Shout out of the week goes to our defense. They played their game. They did what they did. Couldn't get any turnovers or anything, but
so
they don't allow a touchdown again.
Absolutely.
Right.
So what I can tell you is even after the game, none of us texted because we knew that line should not be even hit. Because as I said, we had to let it sink in, but absolutely our defense is so tough. The heart that those individuals have to wear that black and gold jerseys and their ability to push on through adversity, man, that's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But at the same time, I guess in my heart, I feel bad for them because when you sit there and you give 1,000%, not 150, not 2,000 or 200, but when you give 1,000% and say, hey, now it's your turn. And the inability of anything to occur, it's like my heart hurts for all of them who sat there in that locker room while taking off their pads, undoing their doggone cleats and saying, wow, we tried so hard, and it just, but at the end of the day, what we can say is they did their job to the max, and we'll get to the other stuff later. But
yeah, it's just touch up. It just sucks because something like at the shop, we talk about Hawkeye football a lot, and it's just one of those things. A lot of clients are diehard Hawk fans. It's just, I don't know, man. The team's not exciting to watch. It sucks to say that because the thing is, what makes it not fun to watch is only the offense, because the defense is freaking playing so damn well. It's just like we want to. I think the only reason we continue to just like tune in is because we know the defense is playing so damn well, and we just don't know what the hell the offense is going to bring to us at week in and week out. It sucks. And since we're talking about defense and special teams, Torrey Taylor again had so many punts. He had four inside the 20. He had one on the 1 yard line too, with when Cooper went down there and got the ball and stuff like that. Like, I can honestly say everybody can see it, man. Our defense, special teams, by far, just if we have one of the best defenses in the country.
Yep.
And it's like, even if our offense could just be just like a little bit of that, like we would have a great football team, but it's hard.
Just freaking mediocre. But I know that in this podcast, we'll get there. I promise you we'll get there. I promise you we'll get there. Yeah.
So, we go back to the game here, guys. I'm just going to drop this question on you guys. If we had any kind of offense, do you guys think would be a national championship team? Even a mediocre?
So what I can tell you right now is, even if we had a Rutgers style offense with competent individuals, yes, we would. And that's scared to say, but our defense is so good, and everybody's like, "Oh, hey, watch that defense." If we had even a Rutgers defense, or we had a even doggone Missouri offense, and I'll use Missouri because I just came from there, but I kind of keep tabs on them. If we had a competent leader who runs that side of the ball, absolutely. I think that we right now, if you look at our scores and in our 2 losses that we've lost, yes, we would be. We'd probably be almost close to a top 10, 12, 13, 14 team, but we're not, though.
Yeah, like I was just saying, even if our offense was just I kind of touched in on a little bit. It's just one of those, man, if we had a decent offense, we would obviously be competing very, very strong in the Big Ten. If you compete strong in the Big Ten and you win the Big Ten, it's hard to deny a Big Ten team into the college football playoff. If you're in the top one, the college football playoff, obviously you're some of the top dogs, So yeah, if we were a big contender in the Big Ten, we would be a national contender also.
Yeah,
I agree with you guys. I mean, that's just I had people over at my house today, and it was the talk of the party, besides the birthday party. But we talked about it. It's just everybody's just to that point where it's over now. I get we're still in the driver's seat. As long as we win out the rest of them, I think we're still in. And Wisconsin loses here to Ohio State next week, we're still in for the Big Ten championship game.
Yep.
It's still, if we can't put up points we put up points, but not enough. We can't even do anything. We couldn't do anything. Okay, which leads us to our offense. Okay, Where the hell were they the second half of the game? Where?
Nowhere.
It's embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you can't freaking throw the ball? Ugh. So frustrating.
So, and you're right on, right? Again, you know, I utilize the term one-dimensional for the fact that you have a guy who thinks he's a coach, but he's not a coach. You know what? He's probably better off making $16.85 at Subway. But guess what? No, absolutely not. This man can't even put a goddamn competent on. Like, the players are good. Guess what? Like, they are good. But guess what? When you have a slug of a coach sitting there trying to call plays or whatever they're trying to do, at this point, it's toxic. And guess what? At this point, the Ferrises are the biggest problem of Iowa. They have to go. And I know, you know, people who are watching say, oh, no, yeah. Hey, guess what? Be a realist. Grow up. It's time for you to see the light. Guess what? The sun came out. Absolutely it did. But guess what? These individuals are rat poisoning for this program. That's what they are. They're rat poisoning. We need to stop this crap and bring somebody else in, because this program has promise. But guess what? We sit here and we look at dumbass 1 and dumbass 2. Deacon Hill, truck nuts, or this man, cannon nuts, thank you. Guess what? Where's the quarterback coach? They didn't hire one.
No, Brian.
Yeah. He's never played quarterback. He's never played quarterback in his entire life. You're crazy. At this point, go bring in Ken O'Keefe from retirement to come here and teach this goddamn kid how to be a quarterback, because this is pathetic. But guess what? It's okay, though. Again, as fans, and if you're watching this, some may agree, some may not agree, but look at the bigger picture. This is absolute freaking garbage. And guess what? Grow up. Absolutely grow the fuck up, because that's it. Like, it's just, god dang.
I get what you're saying. You know, anybody in that job, in any position, not performing to specs, you know, not to
Ever.
to their effort, you know, to where they're competent in doing their job, they would have been fired a long time ago.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just like I said, we're just beating a dead horse here. We're fucking talking about it every week, same shit. It's just, I just don't even know where to take it from here. But you know, we can move on here to the Cooper DeJean run back on that kick return. You know, he would have saved us that game. We'd be having a different conversation today.
Yeah, we would be.
Man,
For sure. You know, when we were watching, we watched the game outside the stadium. You know, I saw that happen, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, he saves us again.
Me too.
I was at that wedding, and they were like in the middle of like talking. I was just like, cool. Cassie's like, shh. I had the phone right here, you know. So I was like, oh shit.
So it's one of those things. I was high fiving everybody, and all of a sudden, the play is under further review, right? So, I guess I didn't. I was so dumbfounded with everything that I didn't even.
Yeah.
Usually, I watch the press conference after the game and everything. I'd do my homework before coming here, and I just couldn't do it today. I did not listen to it, but little bits and pieces I saw on X today, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. You know, one of the things is that they went back to review if he stepped out of bounds to begin with.
Yep.
Okay. 2, nothing happened there. Okay, so then they search a little further back, and same thing. Then they found that.
Yep.
You show me where his hand went above his head saying fair catch when the ball's, what is it, 20 yards away from him?
Yep.
Tell me where he's saying fair catch.
No, he didn't.
Man,
So, so here's my question, and you're right on. He didn't. He pointed and said, "Get the fuck out of the way," right?
pretty much,
but-
yeah. That's
but
the sign.
here-
Get the hell out of the way.
But here's my thing is, so if you call it fair catch and that fucking the goddamn defensive player hit him, where's that flag at? Because if they're gonna sit there and say that he called a fair catch and then a defensive player, well, trying to catch the ball is even within a yard of him and then hits him, where's that flag? Because if you go back and look at it, you're gonna see it too. You're like, hey, you know what? Because I kept rewinding it. Oh boy, was it less than a yard. When he caught it, he was hit right away. And then he spun.
Right. I guess I didn't even think about that one. That's actually a really, really good, valid point. That's actually a really valid point. But at the same time, I feel like if they would have just been offsetting whatchamacallit, if they were going to call it, if it was a fair catch.
Then fucking
They would've-
repunted then.
Yeah. True.
Henry,
Yeah.
what do you think?
No,
That's
dude.
actually a good
Like I
point.
said,
That's a really good point.
I agree with you. I mean, there's so many ways you can go from here. You know, nothing's gonna overturn now, but
No, yeah.
it's a game over.
Yeah,
Here's where I'm gonna take it from here.
You can clearly see he was.
We should
down
never
here, move,
have been in
move,
this
move.
position to begin with, guys. Okay, it should not come down to one guy making one play to win the game. Okay,
Yep.
This is a team sport, right? Team. We have special teams. We have a defense.
Yep.
You can't expect them guys to win it all the time. We had stats. What was our total yardage? Second half of the
For
game.
Second half.
Yeah.
I mean, I
give us
can
the
tell
second
you
half-
what.
Give us the second half yardage, and then I want you to tell us the overall yardage on the whole game. In the meantime,
I can't. I'm not sure what the second half one is, but I can tell you the total yardage is just not good at all.
Yeah.
I mean, oh shit. Stop.
in the meantime, I'm going to tell everybody it's that time of year you need to be changing your furnace filters.
Thank you.
It's going to get cold out soon, so
So
and I'm not coming to
passing-
your house to change your filter for you. But go ahead.
So passing yards in total. So passing yards. Oh shit. Passing yards in total, we had 116 passing yards. For how rushing, technically we had 11 yards because Deacon Hill was negative 22. But Caleb Johnson had 18 yards. LaShawn Williams had 13 yards. Jazzion had 2 yards. Yeah, it's not good. Like,
Right.
That's like in total. So in total, technically, in all total offense, would be 127 yards total offense.
No shit, we're last.
That's fucking crazy. That is so bad.
And then we're here sitting 6-2. You know, bowl eligible team. How's this gonna work, boys?
But it's not. But not even bowl.
I mean, we're all over the
eligible.
board here tonight. We're just dumbfounded as to what the
We're
what
more
we're
than
gonna
bowl
talk
eligible.
about.
We're gonna be possibly still playing for a Big Ten championship. So it's more than just bowl eligible at this point. You know, it's
Right.
crazy.
What's gonna change here in the next 2 weeks? We got a bye week coming up, right? What's gonna change? Are we changing quarterbacks?
So at this point, I'd bring in Keaton Clark as our quarterback. I'm going to advocate for that.
So what's the over under that we that she has more total points than the Iowa Hawkeye football team this season? I will
I mean,
put
she's
all
off
my
to
money.
32.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went down. I went down.
I'll put all my
Yeah.
money on Caitlin this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
dude, I mean, she already had 32. She had 32 points herself at the crossover at Kinnick. So
So
she's
they
off
just
to a
beat.
great fucking
They
start.
just they just had another exhibition game today. They won 122 to 40 something today. So I'm sure she hit another triple double. I'm assuming, but I just can't. I don't know, boys.
The term is fathom, right? We can't fathom another terrible loss. Well, guess what? We still have what? Indiana, Purdue, Nebraska, and I think is there one more? Jess? Guess
For
what?
the remaining schedules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Northwestern.
historically, yep. So historically, these 4 teams beat us. You know, like if you go back and look at it, be like, hey, you know what? That's a solid Iowa team. Well, guess what? Every time Indiana, Purdue, Northwestern, and as of last year, Nebraska played us, they beat us. So when he said there, like, hey, you know what? You know, we have this on ice. Like, we're gonna take this. No, I'm scared of shit. I'm scared of shit week in and week out to watch this team because at this fucking, I'm not kidding you. Give whatever number Caitlin Clark needs as a number to be quarterback. Put Lisa Bluter in as a goddamn offensive coordinator at this point because shit can't be any worse.
Yeah, we have Northwestern.
Hey,
Rutgers, Illinois,
you know what?
North
Hey,
Nebraska.
bring in Illinois. Bring in Tom Brands, right? And Terry as offensive coordinators, as co-offensive coordinators. I don't give a shit at this point to run offense because this is terrible. And I'm scared of shit. Trying to finish out the rest of the season thinking that we like, oh yeah, no, hey, don't worry about it. Our defense will stop it. Yeah, well, guess what? Defense will. Stevens, he's gonna kick field goals like he always does, but holy crap. This is mighty scary to think that a team that should be literally the number 1 seed in the West, which we already beat Wisconsin, has the ability to shit it down their leg. And guess what? As a realist, I think that we're going to lose one of those games, boys.
Yeah, it's a big possibility that we do.
Yeah.
Hey, did Wisconsin win today? Yesterday, I mean. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They did.
And then, hey, little heads up: Northwestern beat Minnesota, so an overtime game.
Yeah,
So
I
what's
know.
that tell you? It's not going to be an easy road the rest of the way out, boys.
No.
You know, I was
Which sucks to
giving
say
our
because
boys
it should
credit
be.
that we'd get better from here, from last week to this week.
Yeah.
Not the case. So
It's just so crazy though, because like even now, Alabama's not the big powerhouse school anymore. And it's crazy to say that because like they play in such a tough conference, and they're what's their record? They got a loss or 2, right?
Yeah.
We talk. It's like, damn,
they
it's
lost
Saban
it.
done.
Yeah, they
It's-
lost again, right? They're up to 3
yes.
losses now.
Is it? But it's like it's one of those like it's Saban done. It's Saban done. But they play in such a hard conference, and they've been so good for years.
Yeah.
And then we just stay mediocre, and we're just like we're just okay with it. Like it's just Iowa football. But then when Nick Saban, who's a winner, is like he has 2 or 3 losses, and everybody's like, damn, he might be done. He might be out of there. It's like how come? Like I just don't understand how we can just be so like stagnant and not talk about like real for real. Like is he on the hot seat or not?
Hey,
It's
I'll fucking take him. I don't give a shit. I'll take him right now.
I'm not, but I'm just saying. I'm just like comparing the 2 situations. It's just so crazy how like you always say like how like some people get mad about people talking about fairness. Like how can you be mad about it? Like how do you not see it? Like it's just like it's crazy.
So, and that's a good point. And because this is the norm. In people's minds, they're like, well, you know what? He does so much for the community. And you know what? I praise him. I praise him. And I understand the story of, one of his son's kids, was in the, Steed home and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I have a job to do in the Army, right? Like I have to fulfill my duties that at the expectations that I have to. If I don't, then guess what? They find somebody else to do my job.
It is my duty to please my wife's booty. What? Sorry.
And she does the same thing to yours. So
Yeah.
Here we go. But in all reality, we have to have competency
Or pod today.
in every aspect of football. That's it. Those other coaches are badass. No, like, you know what? Because they have heart.
Yeah.
In all reality, and you know, Brian Ferentz can sit there at the last game of the year and cry. I get all of that, and I respect the man. I'll respect him to the day I die, but guess what? His son will always be the goddamn black mold on his career because he's worthless.
It's just one of those, like, how many tries does one person get? You know, what's how many years now has Ferentz been there? Brian as the OC. It just, you can just totally see this total just decline, you know, and there hasn't been like, oh, you know, it's just steady. So how, like, when is enough?
So what I can tell you right now is, you know, when Davis came in as an offensive coordinator from Florida to Iowa, you know what? He set Brian up. And then we had that badass year with old Sunshine. And then now everything else is him. Like what we've seen these last couple of years, this is Brian Ferentz offense. That's it. You know what? That's what I said. You know, like, call Ken O'Keefe on his flip phone or something. Like bring somebody else in to help, because Brian Ferentz to me is a peasant. He's a peasant, and I'm gonna shut the heck up and let you guys talk, because it's just I can go all fucking day.
As always, guys, you know, again, like I said in the beginning of the pod, always a Hawk. You know, been a Hawk, always a Hawk. Hoping we can rebound from this one, boys. You know, just shit game all around. You know, we're gonna have to dump it, forget it. We got 2 weeks to get better here. Hopefully, we can turn around and do something here, and hopefully, you know, I'm not sure what they're allowing for press conferences and whatnot this year or this week. For since we got a bye week, you know, it's going to be, usually they let the coaches speak, but I think they're not doing that this year. So we'll see what we can come up with here for the next pod. I'm not sure what's in the agenda. I'll get something figured out. But, you know, I guess we're just going to have to drink our sorrows away tonight. Be done. I just don't know what else we can say. You know, everybody watched the game. All Iowa fans are in utter disbelief as to what happened to us. I guess that's where we'll leave it, right?
So,
go ahead. Yeah.
No, yeah. One thing I've been thinking about is, you know, for No Shave November, if we could, kind of come up with a systematic. I'm not gonna say program, because in my mind it's always like a program, but you know, donations, if we could, to push to the Steed family and the children. I think that if we can kind of put our minds together and kind of figure out something cool, you know, grow our mustaches out, and then, you know, have donations all the way through, just for Hometown Hawks to kind of give back. What do you guys think?
So you're saying like a No Shave November?
Yeah.
Yeah, something we can talk about here. That'd be good. You know, we could talk about it here. We got a bye week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can pull a No Shave November. I'd rock the mustache for a while.
Yeah, me too, baby.
I'll grow the sides of my head.
Since you can't grow.
I can't grow. I mean, I'm not gonna. I can't get rid of this because I can't.
You heard it first. Side of the head.
Yeah, I'll grow the sides. I got it. I got you.
That'd be great.
Right?
Hey, well, something we can talk about, and as long as we can get it figured out, and we can. I'd love to do something like that. We can make a donation to the Children's Hospital with Christmas coming up.
Yep.
I'm sure those people would.
The families would fucking just love it.
Yeah, families would love it. So we can all pitch in and help out. We'll figure something out, and we can go from there, right, boys?
Absolutely, I love it. I use it, baby.
Thanks everybody for listening. Another episode of the Hometown Hawks. As always, I'm your host Henry, and catch you on the flip side. We'll see you the next one.